Welcome everybody. We are here in the National Opera House, and this afternoon we have a wonderful singer with us, which is Celine Byrne. And as you know, she's an amazing singer, and I know now that she's an amazing teacher. So I want a big applause to welcome her here.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, students, and thank you for inviting me here. Thank you very much, Rosetta. And welcome to you at home. Good to have you online, joining us on YouTube. I just wanted to say that today we had a session in the morning, and this is our afternoon session. We have 14 wonderful singers with 14 wonderful arias. We heard 7 this morning, and they were fantastic. And now in the afternoon, you'll hear 7 more, and you have the privilege of tuning in. It's great to be here in Wexford Opera House on the Wexford stage. It's my first time on a stage since March, since the coronavirus pandemic. So it's wonderful to be here. Even though I'm not performing today, it's wonderful to be involved in music and theatre again. So without further ado, we're going to invite our first singer. But before I do, I just wanted to say one little thing. That when they say masterclass, you have to be a master of something. I'm not a master of anything. What it is really a working session. And I just give my opinion from a technical point of view, from a stylistic point of view, and then what I encourage the singers to do is to try and implement them, try and kind of work with me, and then to go home and think about what we've done, what we've discussed, and if it works for them, then to kind of bring it into their everyday routine, and if it doesn't work for them, then just go away, because there's so many teachers and so many people that give master classes, and they're only giving and expressing their opinion, and it mightn't work for the singer or for every singer. Every singer knows their own body, and every singer knows what will work for them or what might not work for them. So it's really up to the individual. But I'm just here today to lend my opinion and to lend any help that I can give. So thank you very much, and thanks for tuning in. And we have our first singer, and each singer is going to come up on stage, introduce themselves, introduce the piece, and talk a little bit about the piece before they sing it. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is David Howes, and I'm going to be performing the catalogue aria from Mozart's Don Giovanni. In this, not to bore you, but Leporello is Don Giovanni's manservant or wingman, and Don Giovanni is a bit of a player. So we've just come across Don Elvira, who Don Giovanni has been with before, and he kind of tells me to tell her everything about me. So I do. I tell her that he's been with over 2,000 women, fat, tall, slim, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's all a notch on the belt.
Madamina, il catalogo è questo, delle belle che mo' il padron mio, un catalogo che ho fatti io. Osservate, leggete con me, osservate, leggete con me. In Spagna che 140, in Almagna 231, 100 in Francia, in Turchia 91, ma in Spagna son già 1.300. 1.300. Van fra queste contadine, cameriere cittadine, van contesse e baronesse, marchesane, principesse e vent'anni, d'ogni grado, d'ogni forma, d'ogni età, d'ogni forma, d'ogni età. In Italia 640, in Romagna 231, 100 in Francia, in Turchia 91, ma in Spagna son già 1.300. 1.300. le tre, arfe secondadine, cameriere, cittadine, fai contesse, baronesse, marchesane, principesse, e ben d'ogni grado, d'ogni forma, d'ogni età, d'ogni forma, d'ogni età, ogni forma, d'ogni età. Nella bionda Elia l'usanza di lodar la gentilezza nella bruna la costanza nella bianca la dolcezza. Vuol l'inverno l'aggressor, ma vuol l'estate la grotta. E la grande maestosa, e la grande maestosa. La piccina, 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 e ogni or vezzosa, e ogni or vezzosa, e ogni or vezzosa. Delle vecchie fa conquista per piacer di porle in lista, ma che son predominante è la giovin principiante. Non si picca se sia ricca, se sia brutta, se sia bella, se sia ricca, brutta, se sia bella. Purché porti la gonnella. Voi sapete quel che fa, voi sapete quel che fa, purché porti la gonnella. Voi sapete quel che fa, voi sapete quel che fa, quel che fa, quel che fa. Voi sapete quel che fa.
Bravo. Great, David. Great. Love it. I love it. And what I love about it is that, well, you're singing it very well, but also you're keeping our interest, right? But what I want to do now is I want to just work a little bit more on it. I mean, it is keeping my interest because it's constantly moving anyway with regard to its music composition. But the way you acted out is very good too. But you're singing everything out to the audience, which is obviously normal when you're on stage. But you have to be aware of the fact that a lot of this is directed towards Donna Elvira.
Yeah.
So you have to find where she is.
Okay.
It's the same as earlier on this morning, we had a wonderful singer, Francesca, who sang Si mi chiamano Mimi. And I was saying to her, she has to be aware of the fact that even though she's singing for herself in some instances, it's mostly to Rodolfo. So she has to find out where he is. So you have to find out where Donna Elvira is. And you're aware of the fact that she's a bit cray-cray. Oh, yeah. She's a bit crazy because she's from Burgos and she's after coming all this way with her servant to find him. So she's up to, you know that she's one of these women that's very fiery. So you're trying to kind of keep her kind of cool. But what you're trying to do as well is you're trying to kind of let her know, just say, well, listen, love, relax the packs there, and just, you're one of many. So don't start thinking that Don Giovanni owes you anything, because he doesn't, because you're just on the list of this catalogue. And it's called obviously the catalogue aria because it's a list and there's so many catalogue arias, but this is the most famous catalogue aria. This is from, as he said, Don Giovanni. And Don Giovanni was premiered in 1787, 1 year after Notte di Figaro, which was a triumph for Mozart. And this was his second outing with Da Ponte. So the first was Notte di Figaro, then Don Giovanni, and then Così fan tutti. And this was the middle one. And they say it's the most successful. I don't know. I mean, it's a battle between that and the Marriage of Figaro. But if you look on the aria database, or not the aria database, opera base, Don Giovanni is the opera that's done most. So you could look at it like that. And we need to talk about her. And we'll just open it again. Can you just play the opening for me, please? Okay, that's it. Just to hear that, right? Okay. Because that there is setting up the aria. That there is kind of like the do-do-do-do-do. It's the lust, you know. It's the lust that are kind of portraying what Don Giovanni is like. But it's also an awakening, because at the end of the day, the reason that the role of Leporello was written into Don Giovanni is for comic relief. It's an opera comique, and he is the comedian in all this. So it's good that he has this wonderful partnership with Don Giovanni, who's so suave and thinks he's so amazing. And then you've got Leporello, who's kind of the funny man and who's actually the most entertaining on stage for the whole night. And also with Leporello, when you're talking about these women, you're kind of proud in a way. I see you, like, I watched you sing this and you're very proud. But remember too, that you're his sidekick. You get the leftovers. So
jealousy.
In a way, you should be a little bit jealous. Yeah. So like when it's ma, 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 like, oh my God, he has mi lepre in España. You know, how on earth did he get all those women? There's an element of jealousy as well, you know. So, and because you're repeating it, you need to explain it first to a Don Elvira, and then when you're repeating it again, we need a different kind of a different way of looking at it. Because, as I said, it's very interesting watching you do it, but I need to have a different way of doing it now, because we're going to interject something new.
Cool.
Yeah. And when you're talking to Elvira, you're asking her to observe and to read with you. You know, in the accompaniment you have flutes there, and that's important because these flutes are kind of like, they can be seen as inverted commas, giggling flutes, because they're kind of making fun of Don Elvira when he says, "Come here, read with me, observe and look." The flutes are. Can you play what the flutes are playing there when it says something? Yeah. This is the flutes in the orchestra, and they're kind of going, ha, 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 you know. But it's also what you're thinking when you're looking at her, going, "Listen, love, you know, don't come here with all your airs and graces going, where's Don Giovanni?" Because just join the queue. Okay? So we're going to try that again, and I'll stop you. Hold on. Thank you. And thank you, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank the pianist because he did a wonderful job this morning. And I'm always aware of the fact that I'm actually stopping the pianist, and then the pianist have to find a way to jump in and tell us where to go from and everything. So we appreciate the job that you do. It's a wonderful job, so thank you. Okay, avanti.
Madamina.
Okay, hello, where is she? Do you want her there? Okay, because you sang the whole aria to there, so where's the audience? Where are you singing to? See, I think she needs to be somewhere, because you need to go, Madamina, da 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 da. But then you need to be singing the rest of the aria somewhere. So where you want to direct most of the aria is out to the audience. So she needs to be in a different area so that you can go, you know, with your little kind of, your little kicks. Like if she was standing beside you, you'd be like, ha. You're not doing that, but metaphorically, you know, you're doing that. So you need to find out where she is. And can't be in the same place as you're singing out.
Okay, I'll sing it over there.
Yeah. Hi, Donna, how's it going? She's looking great.
Madamina, il catalogo è questo, delle belle che mo' il padron mio, un catalogo è lì che io fatti io. Osservate, leggete con me, osservate, leggete con me. In Italia 640, in Almania 231, 100 in Francia, in Turchia, 91 ma in Spagna.
Okay, just try and keep that clean.
Ma in Spagna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try not to. We don't want any ma in Spagna. We don't want any portamenti in Mozart. It's not allowed. Okay.
Yeah.
Not allowed. If I had a stick, I'd slap you.
Okay.
Right? Not allowed. No portamenti in Mozart. Keep it clean.
Okay.
Nice line. So no ma in Spagna. Ma in Spagna.
Yeah.
100 in Francia, in Turchia, 91 ma in Spagna.
Good man.
Ma in Spagna son già 1.300. 1.300. 1.300.
Okay, you said mille three times. you said it 3 times, but you sang it the same.
Okay.
The dynamics were different, but the intensity was exactly the same.
Okay.
So it should be like you're reading this and you're like, it says here mille tre, and you're like mille tre. Can you believe that mille tre? And then go mille tre, the little shit.
Okay.
You know,
Cool.
the Don Juan. You know, and then me, I only get the ones he doesn't want. I get the fat ones with 5 bellies and the boobs down to their knees. You know. So I need to see a difference. And I know you're singing it to her, but it needs to be, you know, find different ways of singing mille tre.
Okay.
Ma in Spagna son già 1.300. 1.300.
Yes.
1.300.
Yes. Good.
Van frequenze contadine, camerieri cittadine, van contesse baronesse, marchesani, principesse, e vent'ogni d'ogni grado, d'ogni forma, d'ogni età, d'ogni forma,
Sorry to stop you. No,
Okay.
it's a kind of non-stop aria, so it's difficult to stop. But you're talking about the peasants here, and then
Yeah.
you're talking about the principessa. So when you get to the principessa and talk about the nobility, they need to be, well, he gets the princesses too. But the peasants need to be like, he even gets like, he goes for the peasants as well. Like he has no, like, there's no boundary with him. Like, you know, there's no, what to call it? There's no,
Yeah.
he has no standards.
Yeah.
Once it's got 2 legs,
Cool.
you know,
Yeah.
so you need to kind of go, you're not dismissing the lower class, but what you're saying is he has them and he has them, but he also gets the nobility. Like they should know better. They should know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I need to feel that. I feel that you have all these women and they're just all the same. And you're not the fickle one, you know what I mean? So you're kind of astounded by him. In a way, it's a jealousy thing that comes out when you're talking about the different types of women.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and I need to feel the different types of women in your voice. You know,
Okay,
the principessa and the servant.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try. Just the 2 bars, the bar before that, whatever it is.
van frequenze contadine, camerieri cittadine, van contesse baronesse, marchesani, principesse, e van d'ogni grado, d'ogni forma, d'ogni età, d'ogni forma, d'ogni età. In Italia 640, in Romagna 231, 100 in Francia, in Turchia 91, ma in Spagna, son già 1.300.
Okay, good. I like this. I like where it's going. You did something funny there where you kind of like, is that an ornamentation or what are we doing there? The end there.
Oh yeah, the little link.
Okay, I don't know if I.
Like us, that's fair.
No, it's
I'll
not
get
a
rid of
case
it.
of preference. It's a case of its purpose. And
Yeah.
are you making it strong enough that it's there on purpose? So I need to hear it again.
Okay, fair.
Because at the moment, I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I don't know if it's quasi-portamento or is it a kind of a accatura or what is it?
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100 in Francia, in Turchia 91, ma in Spagna, Spagna son già 1003.
I got it.
1003. 1003. Van frequenze contadine, camerieri, cittadine, van contesse, baronesse, marchesane,
Okay, you're
principesse.
Russian. Yeah, you're Russian now. So you need to be in time. Mozart likes when everybody's in time. There's no rubato in Mozart, and there's no moving through the phrases either.
Okay.
You have to keep it in time because the conductor will kill you.
Okay.
And you know, the last thing, it's very difficult in this area because you're finding it now. It's very frustrating because you're on a roll and I keep stopping you.
That's okay.
No, but I can understand how that could be frustrating. But can you imagine when the conductor does that and then the orchestra are, you know, so you want to keep everything, be aware of the meter.
Okay.
Okay, so we go back to mi lettere. The last one.
1003. Okay.
1003. Fra frequenze contadine, cameriere, cittadine, van contesse, baronesse, marchesane, principesse, e van d'ogni grado, d'ogni forma, d'ogni età, d'ogni forma, d'ogni età, d'ogni forma, d'ogni età.
Great. Now when we have this Mozartlich thing where a phrase is repeated. For a phrase in it repeat, if you do it forte, then it needs to be piano. If it's piano, then it needs to be forte. So you decide. In the pianoforte, in the orchestra, it's forte piano, forte piano, forte piano. My advice would be to sing piano and then finish with the second phrase forte, because then there's the little tiny 2-bar link into the andante con molto.
Okay.
Con molto. Yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah?
From there.
D'ogni forma, d'ogni forma, d'ogni età, d'ogni forma, d'ogni età.
Let's fix this. The problem is your vowel. It's not your. It's the problem with your vowel. D'ogni forma, d'ogni. You need a sound, not.
Okay.
You're doing an kind of thing. It's too narrow. You need to make that wider. And I know that it's donieta, okay? And so it is the right vowel, but when you're singing and it's so high, you need to open the space and it goes. No.
Sure.
I'm exaggerating what you're doing. You don't sound like a foghorn.
Okay. Thanks.
But you need to open it and make the space bigger. So change the vowel from to
Okay.
Okay?
Donieta.
Straight on that?
No, go and do the whole phrase again. Piano first, then forte. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So 7, bar 79.
D'ogni età, d'ogni forma, d'ogni età.
Now, I think you're afraid of that note. D'ogni età. Right? But don't do the portamento, but think it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Think
I do.
portamento, but don't do it. D'ogni età. If you think it, I guarantee you, it'll be there.
Okay.
D'ogni età.
Okay.
Try it again. You're only starting the crescendo here. D'ogni età, do.
Okay.
My baritone voice.
It's lovely.
D'ogni età, d'ogni forma, d'ogni età.
Good. I think that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just need to work on that. I think it's good. Right? Carry on now into the andante con moto.
Nella bionda.
Okay, you've just finished forte, and it sounds like there's not a big difference in dynamics. And this next bit is piano.
Okay.
Nella bionda.
Beautiful.
Elia l'usanza di lodar la gentilezza.
Yeah, and use those words. You know, you're making fun of them now.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Sure.
even the gentle ones, like, honest to God, like.
Yeah.
Yeah? So,
Yeah.
yeah, let's just use the words, because now we know you can sing piano. We hear the voice, it's beautiful. And now we just need to use some of the words. I mean,
Okay.
it's a catalog aria, so it's going to be la 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 la, list after list. But now that you have time in this andante to really sing and use the words in a different way, because you're not spitting them out in a list. Now you're using them as like a word painting. You know? Okay.
Straight on the andante.
Please. Yeah. And it was beautiful. I love it. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Nella bionda eglia l'usanza di lodar la gentilezza
Yeah, nice.
nella bruna la costanza nella bianca
Yeah, and now because it's kind of like a parallel to the gentile, you could say that to her. You know, because now you realize that you're actually jealous in a way as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now what you're trying to do is kind of make sure that she's jealous, so that she feels the same as you, but also that she knows that she's a number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Straight on Nella.
Yeah.
Nella bianca la dolcezza
She's raging now.
vuol d'inverno la grassotta vuol d'estate la la grande maestosa la grande maestosa.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
And don't do oh go
Yeah. I'd have better the first time.
Oh. Okay. And la grande, you're saying grande twice. So la grande.
Sure.
And you can open up, you know what I mean? You do need to kind of open up as well.
Okay.
You need to feel that your rib cage is supported, your rib cage is up, so that you have enough lung capacity so that you can take that breath.
Yeah.
And you have time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have time. E la grande, maestosa. And then take a deep, deep, deep breath. E la grande. You know?
Okay.
So,
La grande maestosa
breath.
la grande maestosa la piccina la piccina la piccina, 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 e ogni vezzosa, e ogni vezzosa, e ogni vezzosa.
Okay, stop. Great. So when we go back to what you just did, e la grande, right? Yeah, and think of the Mozart style and the 9/8 suspensions and the where the emphasis is on the first beat of the bar, and then it kind of lilts to the second beat. Okay. E la grande maestosa. And then you have time, because you're holding on to that crotchet too long.
Okay.
Because you need to go la sposa. La grande. Yeah? Because you're not, I'm seeing you, and what you're doing is like you're going la sposa, and then you're kind of waiting for a while, and then to prepare for the next note, you're going, and you're just, it's high breathing. It's it's here, and you need to be tipping deeper.
Okay.
And you can do it. See, as I said to you, whatever you do, it has to look deliberate. So if you're running out of breath, it has to be kind of dramatic, right? But there, if you're taking a breath, because you're repeating again, e la grande, and the big ones, the big fat yolks, yeah, you're allowed to go, e la grande, and then you go, e la grande, you know, because you're allowed to do that. And you're doing it, and you're actually putting the theatrical meaning into that breath.
Okay.
Yeah? So can we do it again? Because that'll help you with your... and it'll stop it going, because
Yeah.
what you're doing there is you're so tight with the breath that it's like, you know, but if you had the big breath, you could just sink into it.
Okay.
Okay, just try that again, and then we'll leave it because it's a long aria.
It is.
Era grande.
Yeah, you're not doing the inflections. You're not doing it.
I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not.
The
Yeah.
suspensions, we need to feel them.
Okay.
Era grande, maestosa. Era grande, maestosa.
That's it.
Yeah.
That worked. It did
Yeah.
work. I know you looked like you were under pressure there, but it worked. And to tell you the truth, didn't it sound better? Just say, yeah, guys. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
No, it's great. It's great. No, it's a very long aria, and unfortunately, I have a lot of singers to get through today, and it's really great. It's really good. What you do is really really good. The voice is good, and the interest that you create from the audience point of view is wonderful. And just picking at little things just to kind of enhance it. And don't forget, like, the clean lines, no portamenti, the 9/8 suspensions. Keep everything really motatlich. Keep it in time, no rubato, all these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's great. And you'll be a great leporello.
Thank you.
Now, our next singer is Jade Phoenix. Where are you from, Jade?
Greystones.
Oh, from Greystones.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Jade Phoenix, and I would like to sing Song to the Moon from Rizalka by Dvorak. In this aria, my character Rizalka is quite literally singing to the moon. The opera itself isn't unlike The Little Mermaid, but obviously because it's opera, it has a lot more of a tragic and sinister ending. So in this aria, she is looking at the moon and begging it to send her feelings, her love to him so that he knows. She wants to be human so badly so that she can be with him.
Mind if we you cut out the harp to start? We cut out the harp and we just go into the Oh, sorry, yeah. Thanks very much. Thanks.
Ami dusza ludzka sni, paczki to wspominko wzbudzi.
Is that the original key? Is it? That's the original key, isn't it? Lovely, really, really lovely. There's a few things you'll have to look at it again because there's not much movement in it. It stays in the one key, but it's like the structure is just more or less the same. It's just the verse, the chorus, verse, chorus, middle end. Yeah? But there's a difference between the verses because some verses are dotted and other verses aren't dotted. So you've got and so you really need to look at it because you're mixing up rhythms. And if you're going to sing it, it needs to be 100%.
Yeah.
And you know, with your voice, it's a shame not to just concentrate and try and correct the rhythmic mistakes. Yeah. Also, the tempo must be a tempo where you don't break phrases. If, for instance, we'll go through all this as well, and we'll stop and start. But there was one bit where you were like, you can't do that because it's it's one word, so it needs to be in a tempo where you are comfortable. And you'll always find that no matter where you go, like if you go for auditions, this is, you know, you should know this by now. If you ever go for an audition and then the pianist starts to play something in it, like to be fair to the pianist, they're playing for a million people and a million people sing it in loads of different ways. So a pianist will start the tempo relatively close to what you've kind of rehearsed, but you know, they haven't got a metronome with them. So they're trying their best to get it in the style and in the metronomic correctness of the piece. And you might want to do it faster. And if you want to do it faster, it's up to you to set the tempo, but you must do it immediately. Because what you're doing sometimes is when you're running out of breath, you're pushing through the phrase to try and get to the end to kind of go, oh, I'm running out of breath, I better sing this faster. And then there's other times where you're actually dragging it and you're slowing it down. So it never really stays in tempo, does it really? So we need to work on that. But what we'll do is we'll start and we'll stop. And also as well, in regard to the language, it's not 100%. I know I'm listening on YouTube and I have been following everybody, and it's wonderful actually. You're very privileged at home to follow this to follow all the students on YouTube. I've been listening yesterday, and you were saying how when you were working with the Russian coach, how he found that your language was really good. There's a few mistakes, okay. And a lot of the mistakes derive from the fact that you don't use palatal consonants, like the ny and the li. So li, so it's not li, it's not l, it's I. So the L is I, and the D is not d, it's di. So li, they're palatal consonants in Czech.
Okay.
And it should, like, you speak Irish. Do you speak Irish?
I did in school.
Yeah, so we're lucky in a way because Irish helps with the Czech, you know, because the sounds are the same. And I was a Czech sister-in-law, that's how I know the song really well in Czech. So we'll just start again and we'll stop and we'll see. And also as well, what you feel like, if the story is based, this song, Song to the Moon, the Rusalka is based on the Hans Christian Andersen story of The Little Mermaid. And this was premiered in 1901. And Wagner was a big fan of this work because it had a lot of Wagnerian leitmotifs in it. But Wagner wanted to put it on and invited Dvorak to put it on in Vienna in 1902. And they signed a contract and everything, but it didn't get to Vienna until a couple of years later. And in this aria, we have to remember that she's a mermaid. She's the Little Mermaid. She's a nymph. and she's telling the moon to tell the prince that she loves him because she can't really like get out of the water and run into his arms. But remember that even though you're a fish, you have to still have movement. You know, just because you don't have legs doesn't mean you can't. Just because you don't have legs doesn't mean you can't move. You know, so the moon is there. You know, and even at the end, you're telling the moon. Do you know what you're saying at the end?
Yes, don't disappear.
Yeah, you're telling the moon to disappear. Don't despair. And you were like this. Moon, don't despair. Don't despair. There was no like
Urgency.
you know. So we need to find, this is passionate. This is really passionate. And we need to feel the passion. You're telling the moon to tell the prince you love him. You're like, Zrekni, tell him, I love him. Oh my God, wait till I get him. Oh. Yeah. We want a bit of that. I want a bit of oomph.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So find a pace that you like. It doesn't matter how slow he takes it. You find your rhythm. Okay. And off we go. Okay, I'll just fix 2 things. So, what do you, can you say it again? Yeah, so you're going, I don't hear the hluboken. Okay. Jeziczku na nebi. Okay, so it's Svetlo Sve.
Sve.
Yeah. Daleko vidi, but carry on. It's okay. Yeah, these are the palatal consonants I was talking to you about. The palatal consonants, and there's 2 of them here, L and D. So it's lidi, 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 lidi. Yeah. So just do the up tempo there again. Divas. And make sure you finish the consonants as well, and then leave space. The yo-yo effect. My yo-yo effect. That I said earlier on, for those listening on YouTube, I said earlier on that it's a thing that I call the yo-yo effect. And my yo-yo effect, or the idea of my yo-yo effect, is that when you do this to a sound, that it comes back up, and the spring, after you drop it like a yo-yo, the spring that comes back up is the silence, which also creates sound. I know that's contradiction in terms, but silence is also part of music. So, can we just have the end again? Pause with you. Yeah. And then it's just still music. Yeah? So can we create that then? Yeah. Try and fix that.
Okay.
The rhythm is the decoration of the C. Okay.
So less deliberate.
You're doing even notes. Don't. So just do that again from the piano. Yeah, thank you. Great. And now we're on to the lovely chorus part. Okay, what we need to do is we need to feel that we're going. Not. Yeah, and also as well, I do feel it is a nice tempo because it's beautiful and you sing it beautiful. But really try and get some air where you can to make a lovely phrase. Like you've broken the. Are you going and then you take a breath?
Yeah.
That's fine. And then it'd be lovely if you could do that in one
Yeah,
breath.
I'll try them one.
Yeah?
Yep. Straight on.
Yeah, just all that in one breath.
Perfect.
Of course, it's going to be easier now because you have the space because you've sung nothing. But just
Do you want to do it from the first?
no, it's fine. But just try and just do it all in one breath there with a clean start. So from I don't know what bar that is. It's cut. Yeah, yeah. Yes, please. Yeah.
Oh no, the second one.
No, the second one. The mezzo forte.
The mezzo forte.
Yeah.
That one.
Yes, please. Try all this in one breath, yeah? How are you taking a breath? I just saw you going through your mouth. That's not a breath. To me, that's not a breath. To me, that's snatch. That's a top up, when you need a top up. That's not a breath. Okay, that's a top up. Let's make the difference here. A breath is through your nose into your lungs. Down,
Mm-hmm.
But if you're doing this, you're already tight because what you've done is you've taken a breath, you've snatched the breath, and what you've done is you've actually dried out your chords already, which is not a great idea as a singer. You have to take a deep breath, yeah? So when I say breathe, it's through your nose, right? Fill up the tank. Yeah, good. And I can see that you run out of breath now in a while. But you did it so well and so expressively that I'm just like it's like passion, So it's really good. And it would be nice if you did a little bit more of that because too many phrases are broken.
Yeah.
And I don't mind them being broken. Well, it's not that up to me. I don't mind, as if I'm the authority. I don't mean like that, but I mean, it's nice. It would just be nice if you did trying to do some long phrases. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. We're just going to jump onto the second verse.
Perfect.
Yes, please. Back to tempo 1.
Tempo 1.
Thank you. let's do something nice here because you've got pianissimo and you're singing it now in the same dynamic as you've sung the rest.
Okay.
Let's do something different. So can we go from a tempo? There's just two bars before we. Yeah. I want to do something like this. Do like something, you know, make it, oh, thanks very much. Thanks for your charity. We want to do something like this, you know? You want to surprise people. So when you're in an audition and you're going, they're thinking, oh, that's a nice voice. But when you do something like that where they don't expect it and then they go, oh, that's nice. Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to be remembered, you know? If 5 women go and they sing Miaziczku na nebi Lubokiem from Rosalka, they won't go the one who sang Song to the Moon. They'll go, well, maybe the one who did the pianissimo on the second verse, you know?
Yep.
Or else you just wear a really short dress and they remember you from that. Right, so can we do something there? Because it's pianissimo and you have the time. There's a Rita Tando there, so you have the time. And this is Rusalka, you know, this is Dvorak, you know, you have the space. It's not like where I'm giving out to everybody about Mozart because you need to be metronomically correct. Here you have the space to do a poco rubato. Yeah? Okay, try again. Try not to do a crescendo. Try and do a real like pianissimo and real expressivo so that you know you're into it. Like even get into it and close your eyes and be in your own. Because you've sung this like you just said tell him. Now you're like only knew. If he only knew. Oh sorry, I'm on my microphone. Like a smurf. Papa smurf. You just try and get into that zone where you're like, you know, you're telling the moon all this. It's nice to change it a bit and kind of internalize something. Yeah? Okay. Try it there. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. Now we're going to jump to the end, to this kind of parlando, kind of quasi-stretch design stuff. Now it's, let's see if we need to chest it or sing it low. I don't know. Try it. Do it again. Again. Okay, it's just the Czech thing we can work on.
And did you say arch?
At. It's a pattern. At. It's like you know, at. Okay, we won't worry about that. We can work on that later. I want to get the Miaziczku bit. Now that's very nice, and I can hear the voice, and it's lovely. It's not expressive enough for me. And you're like, I don't know if you're kind of saying, would you like some dinner? Are you going somewhere tonight? You know, the moon is there, right? Normally the moon is in the sky, just normally. And normally he's up there. So you're looking out. But it's, I want to see that. And then the, like don't go. You have to go. Don't go. I have more to tell you.
Yeah.
I want to tell you all these things about the prince and how I feel and yeah.
Yeah.
I need to have more expression. And the moon, not what you having for your dinner, right? It's the moon, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is your passion now. It's also frustration.
Yeah.
Because really what you want to do is jump out, run over to him, grab him, put him on the ground and jump on top
And
of
at
him.
this moment, it's
But you
unreachable.
can't do any of that. Because you're a fish. So can we have a passionate ending, please?
Yes.
It's up
there. Good. I think, sorry, before we do the applause, if you're doing an ending, you can't go, it's grand, but it's not. You know?
Yeah.
Passion, a little bit more passion. Yeah? You want to break it then? Okay. No, you're not break. You have to break it.
In between. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because if you just sing it in one phrase, it's like, oh, that was great. You know what I mean? Go on. So try it again now and break it. Go on, you can do it. Go on, Jade. On your good thing. Great. And it's a perfect song for you. It's perfect. Perfect choice. So next we have, next victim, Sarah Shine. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Sarah Shine and I'm a soprano. And today I'm going to be singing De Vieni non tardar from Le Nozze di Figaro. And it's a very complicated story, so I'll make it very short. This is in the last act, and Susanna is disguised as the Countess. This is why she has a beautiful recit at the beginning, because otherwise Susanna would never have gotten this recit herself. And she knows that Figaro is listening to her while she's singing a song that's supposed to be for the Count. So it's a lie, and at the same time, it's a real, I think it's her real feelings for Figaro at the same time.
So who are you singing to?
I'm supposed to be singing to the Count, but I'm actually singing to Figaro.
And who does? And he thinks you're singing to the Count.
Yes.
He doesn't realize
So
that
it's
you're
all-
singing to him.
No.
Yeah.
That's why it's lovely.
Yes. And this is the day before you get married.
Of course. All in opera in one day.
Yeah.
Giunse al fine il momento che godrò senza affanno il braccio all'idol mio. Timidi cori usciti dal mio petto a turbare
Very nice, very nice. Just a few little things, and just be careful of the tempi. That sometimes it's a little bit rushed, or sometimes it's a bit slow. And then at the end, I think normally you wouldn't sing the end like that. It just seems to be very abrupt ending. Yeah, it normally wouldn't be like that, would it? And there's a few portamenti, which is not allowed in Mozart. If I had my stick, you'd get a slap. And none of this. I'm not saying you're not. It's not scooping. It's not, because
I know. But
I think scooping is very ugly, and I don't think you're not making an ugly sound. It's lovely, but it's just not stylistically correct. Yeah, and we need to fix that. And we're going to start with the recitative.
Great.
And then we're going to move on to the aria. And I'm going to begin by saying, Giunse al fine un momento. It's very loud. Can we have a bit of hush hush? Thanks. Giunse al fine un momento. I would actually wait until after the orchestra finish. I know the first beat of the bar comes with the last chord of the orchestra, but I think I would wait, because you're going Giunse al fine. It's not like you're going but it's not a percussive consonant that you're using. It's a lovely lush, like, and you're saying, here's the moment finally, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So it'd be nice
So
if you
wait.
and you can use the wait till the orchestra's finished, because then you can react to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it's a stylistic thing. It is written. I'm always saying do what Mozart says, but Mozart says here to sing Giunse al fine momento, start on the first beat of the bar, and the orchestra have their last beat. But you know, it's a recitative. So in this, you kind of have a little bit of yeah. I don't like saying that about Mozart. I'm actually going to have to slap myself. But stylistically, it's okay to do that, because it's a recitative, and that's only my opinion.
That's great.
That you should wait. So, can we again, please, Maestro? Thank you.
Giunsi al fine il momento che godrò senza affanno il braccio lì.
Okay, so that should be one sentence.
Yeah.
Right now, of course, you're not going to be able to sing that as one sentence, but it should be Giunse. Well, hold on there, and I look. Giunse al fine momento che godrò senza affanno il braccio lì. The sense that it's all one sentence. But obviously Mozart has his little rests in here. So if you're going to put them in here, fine, but create the intensity, because and then you went and it sounded like you were starting a new phrase.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, that's what you're doing. Okay, start again. Off we go.
Thank you.
Giunse al fine il momento che godrò senza affanno il bracciolino mio.
Yeah, and just because it's one sentence doesn't mean you have to rush either, because we have lovely double consonants there.
Che godrò senza affanno il
Okay.
bracciolino mio.
Yeah?
Again?
Yeah.
Giunse al fine il momento che godrò senza affanno il bracciolino mio.
That was perfect. That was lovely.
Would you like me to start on, or do the same thing? And
No,
wait?
no, now we have to,
Keep going.
yeah,
Okay,
and
okay.
it's a percussive consonant, so you can.
Okay.
Like the Irish comes to talk too.
Timidi cori usciti dal mio petto, a turbar non venite il mio diletto. Oh, come par che all'amoroso fuoco l'amenità del loco, la terra e il ciel risponda.
Okay, they're not two different sentences, they're one.
Should I not
Yeah.
Should
It's
I
all
do
one.
without the breath then? Because I don't.
A lot of people break it, but I wouldn't, because Italian doesn't
You
make
wouldn't.
sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
That you would break it. Come la notte for di miei. Okay. Yeah, that's better. I would slow this down just a tiny bit.
Okay.
Just a tiny bit. Just so that you can go. It's like a little dream. Yeah, perfect. Okay, and also remember here, I know you're Susanna, right? But you're in the
Yeah.
Countess's clothes. And up to now, like Susanna has said, Susanna. Susanna is like normally, she's a servant girl, and all her songs, you haven't had something like, you haven't had a cavatina as such.
Yeah.
And this is kind of reflective, in my opinion. I don't think it's ever said anywhere, it's just my opinion, that the Porgi Amor, this is kind of like the way the Countess sings the Porgi Amor. It should be singing, it could be that if you can add a little bit of a darker color.
Like Countess.
I'm not trying to say cover your sound and make your sound more like this. I don't want that. But it would just be a little bit more warmth in your voice, a little bit more warmth just for this aria, because in a way you're supposed to be the Countess.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
I don't want you to cover your voice or take away the Sarah Shine.
Like you, Celine,
no, I don't want to take away the Sarah Shine voice, but I want you to add just a little bit more warmth. And I don't know if that means that you have to add a little bit more depth into it somehow, instead of going, that it's more line, maybe make it a little bit rounder. Because I do feel that you're kind of trying to sing this really sweet and then there's some little colours that come out in your voice, and they're lovely. So maybe just sing more
Into that.
into it.
Okay.
Be careful of your intonation now. Now that you're adding more colour, your intonation is suffering.
Yeah.
Try and just find a balance, you know.
Okay.
Lovely. Very nice. Can you just do that line again? Fin che l'aria bruna. Just be careful that you don't even imply a portamento.
Where am I at the end?
I'm not saying it's happening. I can hear though that.
Make it cleaner.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I do it again?
Yeah. And make more of the 9/8 suspensions and the everything like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Sorry.
Yeah. Go back.
Yeah, I felt like we should.
And don't forget about the endings. And all your changes that you're putting in, she's putting in these extra notes, which are the kind of like optional notes. All your optional notes are the same. Now it's sounding like they're not decorative or they're not different because all your notes are, they're all the same now.
Yeah, it's just from
They're
above.
all,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why do them if they're all going to be the same? Why change the music that's there to something else and then sing that same sequence all the time? It needs to be different. So I'd go back to it and sing some of them repeated notes that are there on the page, and then just change one or two to make it different.
Okay.
But it doesn't make it different if they're all changed.
No,
they're
I
all
get
the
it.
same.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't.
Yeah.
I'll leave this one.
Something like that. Can we go back to Qui Mor Mariah?
Yeah.
Can we do it again? I just want to hear something. Thanks.
The same way?
Yeah.
Spoopy?
No, it's fine. I just want to hear it again. Yeah, I wonder should we change the So you have the two matching E vowels.
Okay.
Because you're going, you know, should we go, because then it's like a rhythm, it's like a poetry.
Okay. Try it. Let's go.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
So suro is on the E and the il is on the G.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay? Yeah, and now use the word. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah? Yeah. Just don't forget the B natural.
Okay.
It's a little bit sounding like you're not singing a B flat, but
Yeah,
it sounds like you're going towards the B flat. It should be really clear B natural.
Okay.
Can we have that again? Vieni me ben mio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now don't forget the Mozart bit.
Yeah.
Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
Fine.
let's go again. Imagine that you're recording and there's a click in your ear and this is the click.
Sorry.
It's okay, you just have to think higher. It's okay, you can go on. Again, do something special like she did with songs to the moon. So. And breath, breathe, I mean. Something like that. You know what I mean? Go take a breath. You're repeating vieni, vieni. So you don't have to go vieni, vieni. It can be vieni, vieni. Okay? And it's con la voce, which you know what I mean? Mozart's really been kind here. Right, go from the vieni, the first vieni, which is the bar before con la voce. Yeah.
Oh.
The bar before the con la voce. Without portamento, no portamento. Gorgeous. Yeah, you don't have to give energy. You don't have to go.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. You can go. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't hear vibrato in Mozart.
Okay, cool. I'll try my best.
Lovely. You're not allowed to slow it down though.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to enjoy yourself. Right? So you pretend you did it. don't you do crescendo? Oh, sorry, what is it? Yeah,
Okay, great.
just do a quasi. Okay, so ti vola fronte, ti vola, and keep the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Ti vola fronte,
Ah, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no
Yeah,
portamento.
Yeah, sorry.
And you could also do an ornamentation. You
I
can
know,
go,
yeah.
in cor. I've heard some recordings
I've
go,
heard lots.
in cor. It's up to yourself. A lot of chat going on. So just try that.
Will I try it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to ask it. So I don't know.
Yeah, but just look, it's only try. As I say, this is not a masterclass. I'm not a master of anything. It's a working session, and we're just trying it out, see what it's like.
Cool,
It's okay, you know what I mean? It's Mozart. He's the classical era. It's not so far from the Baroque era where there was ornamentation. So he had a lot of da capo arias as well that had ornamentation. So it's stylistically okay to do it.
Okay. I'll give it a try.
It's a question of elegance. And it'll stop you going, it'll stop you doing that. So if it works to stop you doing that, well then I'm happy to have. Because you're doing a portamento.
Okay.
So I'd rather have an ornamentation in there
A clean
to
one.
get you away from portamenti.
Okay.
That's beautiful. Don't do that.
Sorry, I know.
Don't go. Yeah, and it's delicate. So go.
Without
Yeah. Yeah, you can use this. But that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Lovely. I think it's lovely. And I think it's nice. But don't stay up there.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
don't, like, if you're going to do it and make it elegant. Like, elegant, there's no tenuto in Mozart. It's not elegant. But the way you sing is elegant. So I think you can do these ornamentations. Lovely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now for more Mozart. Yeah, I'm gone. Is it coffee o'clock yet? No? No, I keep going. Sorry, boys and girls on YouTube, but I just want to get a coffee delivered to me. You're all jealous, I know. Sitting in front of your computers. Hey, now Ava. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Ava Dodd and I would like to sing Aki Cruz from Mozart's Die Zauberflöte, and it is sung by Tamina, and she is heartbroken because she thinks that her love, Tamino, doesn't love her anymore because he won't speak to her, but actually he's on a vow of silence. So she thinks that she wants to kill herself because she'll only find peace in death, because life isn't worth living without kind of him loving her.
Lovely. I could listen to you all day. It's just a lovely, sweet voice. Very nice.
Thank you.
And impressive ending, doing that in one breath. Good girl.
Thank you.
I mean, it's great because that's what we're here to do. We're here to try everything. We're going to go from the start again. And yeah, let's go with this then. And don't forget, like with this aria, you don't have the score in front of you, but in this aria, there's a lot of the music starts in the middle of the bar. So it can be a tendency to get caught up and make a mistake because you're concentrating. You have to concentrate on the downbeats, on the first beats of the bar, but nearly every single one of our phrases is starting on an upbeat. So it's, yeah, you have to be aware of that in the back of your mind. Okay. So off we go again. Yeah, can we try and get the ist?
Yeah, I don't like how that sounds either. I want to.
Like the rest.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
It's not my style. I'd rather go, yes. You know, as I said earlier, I'm a soprano. I sing butterfly, tosca. My fach is to sing. When I say fach, those people at home, fach is just the kind of like, unfortunately, it's kind of like a box that the German people put you in. And so I know, it's the kind of style of music that suits you. And for me, it's the verismo fach. So for me to sing Mozart, it's a lot. It takes a lot of this to work, because I have to really pull back and not use the vibrato and everything. And so what I'm trying to say is that if you can do that, if you can do, if you can lighten up on the top, then you'll release it on the, then you can really sink in. You know, if you do everything like this and keep everything up, you'll die.
Yeah.
But if you have a little lift and then you have somewhere to land, then you're fine.
Okay.
So try it again. Yeah, good. And it's schwunden, schwunden. Yeah. It's lovely though. So can we do it again?
Yeah, thank you.
Lovely. Yeah, this has to be right approach.
Yeah.
Approach from the right way. But it's lovely. I actually think what's lovely is here, she's got a good sense of the style. And it's a lovely lilt, and you've got the right emphasis on the suspensions and everything like this. It's really, stylistically, it's very, very nice, you know. So we just have to get that G in.
Yeah.
So, wait, try just give the last phrase there when the oboe comes in. Yeah, you have to go. You have to lift the diaphragm. And what's nice about this is that the oboe is playing, and the oboe has this sustained note. So it's not like you feel, you know, you've got the support of this sustained oboe woodwind underneath you. So it's, can I have a G there? Is that it? Is that a G? Yeah. So you just go. You know, so just
Okay.
a nice kind of, I would say, I don't like the word white, but in this instance, you want kind of like a white sound. You don't want to have vibrato. I mean, I could sing, I could let everything go and let my voice come out and go, but like nobody wants Mozart, or nobody, that's Wagner.
Yeah.
You know, you want,
Yeah. Okay.
right, so lifting, oh, grazie mille. So just lift the diaphragm, you know?
Yeah.
So you're, if you're here, right, and your diaphragm is here, it's like a springboard as such, and you want to spring. And the only way you can do that is by lifting it. And then you have the,
Okay.
yeah, but what you're doing is this. You're going, and you're trying to create the sound in your mouth.
Yeah.
The sound is created here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So like, okay, so nobody can see this. I wish people could touch me. Oh, that sounded really bad. Right, you can see here, I think. I think you can see here. Right, so you can see there's a little pudge going on, yeah? Can you? Say yeah, because can. Right, but when I have the muscles engaged, right, which they are now, you can hear this. Oh, so like when it's pudgy, there's nothing going on there, right? But when I have the muscles, you hear that. So it's really hard. Yeah? So that's your platform to jump off.
Okay.
Your diaphragm.
Yeah.
So you need to kind of breathe out for me there. Don't you want to just relax? I won't allow touch it.
Yeah.
Okay. So just breathe out. Good. So your rib cage, you have all this. Good. Good. So now, can I put my hand on here?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If I put my hand here?
Yeah.
Okay, grand. So take a breath in through your nose. Now try and imagine that the breath is coming to my hand. So try and make my hand move forward. Good, try it again. Okay, so this area here, where you're filling up, is where you need to bring the voice from.
Okay.
Needs to be from here.
Mm-hmm.
Because what you're doing is you're creating it here and you're going.
Yeah.
And you're trying to create, and you can't control. Yeah. The only way to control the air is from here. I said this earlier. Hi, people on YouTube. What I said earlier was if you have a balloon and the balloon is full of air and you get the balloon and you take the top of the balloon and you do this, then the air will come out. You know the way it does. But if you let the balloon go, it'll go. And you don't want that. If you let all your air go, the sound will come out. Or it'll be too much vibrato. We don't want Tarzan in Mozart. So we need to find that real control. But you need to have the air coming. So the air needs to be released. So you can hear the air. I'll put this microphone to my mouth now again. So you have to you can hear the breath. Mm-hmm. But nobody hears that because it's too far away.
Okay.
Hear it now because I have a microphone shoved down my neck.
Yeah.
And the sound man's going mad as I mess with the microphone. But so can we try that again? We're going to go the phrase before just so that you feel comfortable and not so exposed. Thanks. Trying to hit that G. Okay. Yeah, same technique. So it's yeah, but what you're doing is you're using too much air, so your air is going. I'm exaggerating.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
exaggerating.
Yeah.
You want to pull back the air, so it's. Sorry. So use that as a platform. Use the lead. And then
Okay.
jump up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also got to do the vowel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you're not going to sound like that, but that's the sound you need to
Okay.
make up there. Because if you go lee,
Yeah.
it's too narrow the sound.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't forget the umlauts on the glue.
Okay.
So it's less air, but it's not reaching there. You
Okay.
still need to have sound there. You're pulling back the sound now. Just
Yeah.
want less air, but still the sound.
Okay.
So it's if you like when you're driving a car and you have to press the accelerator and the clutch at the same time. That's what you need to do.
Okay.
You need to use less air, but
Okay.
put the gas on the sound, but take the
Okay.
accelerator is the air that you're taking off.
Okay.
Kind of like that.
Okay. Okay.
I know it's a lot technically. When I have time, when you're not all watching and you're not here, I'll help you with all this.
Thanks.
So just that, and then we'll move on, because otherwise we'll be here all day.
Okay.
Because I'm pedantic. Sorry. We're just doing the leave a gluck, and then she's going on. Lovely. Lovely. And then lovely, come in on the F, lovely. Zurück. Yeah, this is lovely. This is so beautiful in your voice. And the only problem is that you're rushing at the end. And if you didn't rush there at the end, it would be so pingy and so beautiful.
Okay.
Because it's already, isn't it gorgeous? It really is beautiful.
Thank you.
You really have a great grasp of how this should be sung. So can we just do it again and take your time when you...
Okay.
Just take your time.
Okay.
I made some of those notes were wrong, but I'm just trying. No, try it again. Try it again and try and get the notes right. And just take your time at the last 4 semiquavers.
Okay.
Demi-semiquavers. Just
Okay.
take your time. Try it again. Because it's beautiful. This is beautiful.
Thank you.
So just be aware of the fact that you are really great, and then make this perfect.
Okay.
Lovely. Great. You see, all you just need to do is take your time. Brilliant. Okay, all this was lovely. Let's jump to the end.
Okay.
Because we're running out of time. Sorry, people. It would be lovely to listen to you all day. I could, because it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, so we just go from the end. Where do we go from? Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you. Beautiful. And not many people can do that. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you very much. Now for even more Mozart. That was lovely. Well done.
Thank you very much.
This is what service is. You get a coffee here to the table. I feel very special. I have, I think, but I'll take this anyway because sometimes the editions are different. The Byrne writer is the best. The Byrne writer is the Bible of Mozart. So if you're ever getting a score, just get the Byrne writer. Also, as well, we talked today about pronunciation, about different things. Like, you don't have to speak. Of course, it's great to be able to speak the language. You know, I speak Irish, English, French, German, and very, very, very basic Italian. But the thing is, there's an international phonetic language. If you just learn that, then you'll know every language. It's very easy. It is in every language. So if I were you girls and boys, this coronavirus might be lasting for a long time. Your homework for the rest of the coronavirus season is to learn the phonetic alphabet. I mean, it's crazy that people aren't doing it. And then they come and then they pronounce things wrong. You can't pronounce it wrong if you go by the phonetic alphabet. That's lecture over. Okay, thank you. Can you tell us who you are, where you're from, what you're wearing, what men and women you like? No, just tell us a bit about this aria so that people at home know exactly what it is.
My name is Rory Dunn. I'm a bass baritone. I will be singing Non più andrai from Le Nozze di Figaro. The plot of The Marriage of Figaro is complicated to say the least, so I'll just try to snip it. In this section, Figaro is singing to Cherubino. Cherubino is in that point of transitioning between a boy and a man, played by a woman though. And in this bit, Figaro, they've decided that they will send Cherubino off to war, and Figaro's kind of having a bit of fun, kind of poking fun and being like, oh, you won't be able to flit around the house anymore, seducing all the women. And then he kind of spooks them a little bit, kind of telling them about all the horrors of war. In a light way, though.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Thank you. Oh, the new pianist, welcome.
Non più andrai farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno d'intorno girando, delle pelle turbando il riposo, narcisetto adoncino d'amor. Delle pelle turbando il riposo, narcisetto adoncino d'amor. Non più avrai questi bei pennacchini, quel cappello leggero e gallante, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante, quel vermiglio d'un pesco color, quel vermiglio d'un pesco color. Non più avrai quel cappello, non più avrai quella chioma,
quell'aria brillante. Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno d'intorno girando, delle belle turbando il riposo, narcisetto adoncino d'amor. Delle belle turbando il riposo, narcisetto adoncino d'amor. Tra guerrieri pop al pacco, gran mustacchi stretto sacco, scopo in spalla, sabla al fianco, collo dritto, muso franco, un gran casco, un gran turbante, molto onor, poco contante, poco contante, poco contante. Ed invece del fandango una marcia per il tango, per montagne, per bolloni, con le nevi e soglioni al concerto di tromboni, di bardi, di cannoni e le palle tutti tuoni, o l'orecchio confiscar. Non più avrai quei pennacchini, non più avrai quel cappello, non più avrai quella chioma, non più avrai quell'aria brillante. Non più andrai farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno d'intorno girando, delle belle turbando il tifoso, narcisetto adoncino d'amor. Delle belle turbando il riposo, narcisetto adoncino d'amor. Cherubino la vittoria, alla gloria militar, cherubino la vittoria, alla gloria militar, alla gloria militar, alla gloria militar.
Bravo. Well done. So we're having a little bit of a Mozart feast, aren't we?
Yeah.
I talked earlier about Figaro in 1786, followed by the Don Giovanni and the Da Ponte, who wrote the libretto for the three for Così as well. And also with regard to Figaro, it's important to note that this is from the book, based on the book from Beaumarchais. And the first book was a trilogy. The first one was Barbara Seville, the second, The Marriage of Figaro, and the third, The Guilty Mother. And Barbara Seville was 1816 by when Rossini wrote it. So it's interesting that the book, the Barbara Seville came first, but yet the music that we know today was that the Rossini came after Mozart. I would like to talk a little bit about this aria and about Figaro as well. That Figaro is just basically in this aria. He's just going to say, you be grand, love. See you later." And it's he could say this in 2 seconds, but it takes him a couple of minutes. I think that vivace, it's written vivace, so I do think it needs. What I'm getting from you is you're telling a story, which is brilliant, and we have to remember that this is he's kind of giving a concert performance of the aria. Normally on the stage, Figaro is doing a lot. He's dressing Cherubino up in a military uniform, and he's doing lots of things. So he's like, "Oh, Cherubino, you're looking great. Come on now, out you go, out the door." You know, he's doing a lot. So it's difficult for somebody to stand up and to give a concert version of an aria that's normally so active on stage with so much to do. So in that regard, you do keep my interest, and that's a very important thing for the audience, that we're kept interested. I would say, though, to make it a little bit more interesting, the vivace needs to be a little bit more vivace, a bit more lively. Okay. I think, for my liking, I think I would like it a little bit faster. Mm-hmm. And also, as well, ending, for me, it needs to be stronger. Yeah. The ending was, for me, it wasn't kind of, it's supposed to be the military style. Cherubino, off to war. It was a bit, Cherubino, off to war. And it wasn't strong enough. The ending needs to be stronger for me. Mm-hmm. And as I say, it's only my opinion. It doesn't mean that you have to take it on board. You know what I mean? You sing it whatever you want, but for now, if you could try.
Yeah, absolutely.
So can we, yes, do it a little bit, I think a little bit more. Let's make the vivace quasi presto. I think, if you can handle it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's too ploddy. You know?
Let's see how it goes.
Thanks.
Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno d'intorno girando, delle belle tornando il riposo, narcisetto adoncino d'amor. Delle belle tornando il riposo, narcisetto adoncino.
None of this. Gozo, narcissa. I have my stick. No portamenti. No portamento. And also you're repeating it. So, you know, it's always the same with Mozart. He's very predictable. If something is repeated, you either sing it loud and then soft, or soft and then loud. It's repeated for a reason, you know? It's to kind of give that color, you know? So because the orchestra is mezzo forte and piano in both, it doesn't really matter what stance you take, but it needs to be one or the other. My opinion would be that you would sing piano first and then forte, because then you have the space of this little 3-bar or 2.5-bar interlude before you come in with non più dry. Okay?
Okay.
So da capo.
Non più tra i farfalloni.
Can we go back to the old tempo? Can we have it a little bit faster? No, I think it sounds like it's gone back to the first one. Just make it a little bit faster. Because otherwise, non più dry, it's non più dry. You know, you make it, it has to have energy. Otherwise, it'll be.
No, we take it a good bit faster.
Yeah, do it as fast as you can.
Okay.
Without making it very presto.
Non andrai farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno d'intorno girando, delle belle tornando il riposo, narcisetto adoncino d'amor. Delle belle tornando il riposo, narcisetto adoncino d'amor.
Piano.
Non più avrai questi bei pennacchini.
Still piano.
Quel cappello leggero e galante, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante, quel vermiglio d'onesco color, quel vermiglio d'onesco color. Non più avrai quei pennacchini, quel cappello, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante.
Yeah, now anticipate the pause. Pause.
Okay.
Quella brillante. Non più dry. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and leave more space.
I know the pause is on the second.
Yeah, but
is on the second E, or no, that's not E. It's a G. We bring it in a little anticipated.
yeah.
So can we go from non più dry? Non più dry.
Non più avrai quei pennacchini, quel cappello, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante.
Yes.
Non più avrai farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno d'intorno girando, delle belle tornando il riposo, narcisetto
I need to have a dynamic difference, because it's high in the register.
Yeah.
Riposo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we could, please, just to add in a little bit of color, because you sang this already.
Yeah.
So now we need to have something different.
Mm-hmm. So maybe a switch from
Go from
the
riposo and kind of a little bit mocking Carabino.
Mm-hmm.
A little
I
bit
think
mocking
the whole thing is kind of mocking.
Yeah.
Okay. Delle belle. Oh.
Delle belle turbano.
Delle belle tornando il riposo, narcisetto adoncino.
Sorry, the dynamics are not big enough.
Okay.
And break it, no portamento, no connection. Just break it, totally break it. Riposo.
Delle belle tornando il riposo, narcisetto
Yeah, you did it. You connected it. You connected connect it. Don't connect it.
Don't, so put a...
No, because you're here going, ah, you're fabulous. Ariposo.
Okay.
And remember, he's there as well. Again, if your audience is there, you have to find out where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the stage, it's going to be different in the opera because you're going to be dressing him and you're going to be moving around. But for now, in this version, you need to kind of point every so often to him. Okay. Don't forget to break after poso. Subto piano.
Yeah.
Okay.
Delle belle torbando il riposo, Narcissetto Adoncino d'amor. Delle belle torbando il riposo, Narcissetto Adoncino d'amor. Tra guerrieri un po' farpacco, gran mustacchi stretto sacco, scopo in spalla, sciabla al fianco, collo dritto, uso franco, un gran casco, un gran turbante, molto onor, poco contante, poco contante, poco contante.
Okay, again, anticipate the pause. You don't tante. See, that doesn't, I don't get the sense that it's a pause then. I just get the sense that you're going to sing a semi-brief.
Okay,
and it's only a minimum. Poco contante. And I maybe find some ornamentation.
I'm never sure what to do, if to do.
Yeah, we'll look at that. I think there are some alternatives in the Byrne writer. Because we're into a new section now after this.
Yeah.
So you can afford to find maybe something. And also you've sung this before, so you need to do something different.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we just repeat that little section? Poco contante.
Yeah.
Poco contante, poco contante, poco contante. Ed invece del fandango una marcia per il fango.
Okay, 1 second. Also as well, I noticed that when you're in this mood, that you are doing actions. You're saying the word and then doing the action.
Okay.
But if you think about it logistically, right? If I told you to get out of this room now, I wouldn't go, get out. You know, I would say, get out.
Okay.
You have to do the action. The idea comes before you said it. You don't say it and then it feels like you're having a delayed reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing the fandango, the dance needs to come before the words. The action needs to come before the words, because otherwise the brain, you know, that we don't believe you.
Want to connect it before
We don't believe you, you know. Like, I want to give you a rose and then I give you the rose, you know. You hand it out first and say, I want to give you this, yeah.
Okay.
I need to have this idea that you've already put the thought process in first. Action, then words. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's reverse of exactly what you're doing right now. So
Yeah.
it's a new training.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
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 Ed invece del fandango una marcia per il fango, per montagne, per valloni,
Yes.
con le nevi e solioni al concerto di tromboni, di bombardi, di cannoni, che le palle e tutti i toni all'orecchio cantiscar. Non più avrai quei pennacchini, non più avrai quel cappello, non più avrai quella chioma, non più avrai quell'aria brillante. Non più avrai farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno d'intorno girando, delle belle torbando il riposo, Narcisetto Adoncino d'amor. Delle belle torbando il riposo, Narcisetto Adoncino d'amor. Cherubino alla vittoria, alla gloria militare.
Sorry, I did let that run because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
But when we're singing the carabino, it's like carabino. It's not carabino. You don't want to kick the shit out of them.
Okay, cool, yeah.
You just
Yeah,
you're not going carabino. You just want to. Sorry, excuse my French. What you want to do is carabino.
Okay.
And you want to get the percussive in the Carabino. It's almost making fun of him. Carabino, you stupid asshole. Okay, off we go. Just do the Carabino.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
And you're mocking him. Carabino la Vittoria. Like, oh, you're brilliant, but you're just actually a wimp. It is a girl after all, you know, underneath it all. Okay.
Cherubino la vittoria alla gloria militar. Cherubino la vittoria alla gloria militar. Alla gloria militar. Alla gloria militar.
Great.
Thanks so much.
Just on your own, work on the end.
Yeah.
Alla gloria militar. More the ah, because you're going ta, and it's very weak. I want,
Okay.
if
Just
it's
a
a
stronger
stronger
last
A
consonant.
sound, it's going to carry more ta. Going ta. It's the vowel sound.
Yeah, okay.
If you have a more open that'll translate as being a stronger.
Oh yeah, because it goes down to the C.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, great.
so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So now we have Connor. Hi, Connor. Are you going to sing my favorite aria for me? What key are you singing this in? Controversial. Woo! First of all, tell everybody what you're singing.
Hi, I'm Connor Prendeville, and I'm going to sing Che Gelli da Menina from La Boheme, which is Rodolfo's area. And Rodolfo's kind of messing around with all the lads, and then a girl comes in and he falls in love.
Yeah. It's basically it. I know Rodolfo's a writer, but could you take the pencil out of your
Sorry.
ear?
You got that, I like it.
Just so I can see your beautiful face. Oh, shucks. Avanti.
Che gelida manina, se la lasci riscaldar, cercar che giova, al buio non si trova. Ma per fortuna è una notte di luna e qui la luna l'abbiamo vicina. Aspetti, signorina, le dirò con due parole chi son, che son e che faccio, come vivo. Vuole. Chi son? Chi son? Sono un poeta. Che cosa faccio? Scrivo e come vivo, vivo. In povertà mia lieta, sciallo da gran signore, rimedindi d'amore, per sogni, per chimere e per castelli in aria. L'anima milionaria. Dal mio forziere con voi pura ed in miei sogni usati ed in miei sogni miei tosto si dileguai mai furto non m'accura poiché fa preso stanza la speranza perché mi conoscete parlate voi te parlate chi siete vi piace a
That's really lovely. It's really nice. Interestingly enough, I did ask him when he came up, what key are you singing it in? Because actually, originally, we know it now as being in D flat, but it was actually originally written in C. I was going to say Mozart. It's on my brain now. Puccini wrote it in C and sent it away to recording. And then it's a pity I don't have the score because I'll show you how the D flat major key signature arrived. When Mimi comes in and then she leaves and then she comes back in and goes, so she forgot her key. And it's a nice harmonic change. And Puccini liked this, so he decided then he'd kind of mimic this, and then he rewrote the aria in D flat, and he sent it to Ricordi, and it was Ricordi who said, we shouldn't do this because the tenors will all go mad. And he said, we should go back to the original, we should go back to C. And then Puccini basically, I wasn't there now, but Puccini may have basically said, well, actually, you know, I'm a composer, so it's D flat and staying like that, thanks very much. But there are letters, which I have seen, from Ricordi to Puccini to say, why don't you keep it in C? Why are you changing it now? Because the tenors of our day would prefer and be more comfortable singing it in C. But you don't see the letter back from Puccini, probably because he probably said, piss off to Ricordi and he ripped it off maybe. But this aria is really, really beautiful. And I would like you to start it again. And I do like the fact that you're acknowledging that Mimi's in the room, but you also have to be aware of your audience as well. Okay. So I know I'm telling people, this is your audience, but don't forget she's over there. But now you're doing the opposite. You're just singing everything to her and not to the audience, you know? Sure. And you're a poet, so you're not really wrapped up in your emotion because, as I said earlier, when we heard Si mi chiamano Mimi in the earlier session, she's very emotional in her passion, in what she does, in her embroidery. She's everything is externalized, and in her emotions as well, she's very emotional. But he's always writing about it. So I want to see a little bit of the passion, but I don't want you to sacrifice your singing because I know it's a very difficult aria. It's like, it is tough. And yeah, so we'll just start from the beginning. Sure. Very good place to start. Okay. And I'll do that.
Che gelida manina, se la lasci riscaldar, cercare che giova, al buio non si trova.
And now relax, and just need to relax and feel.
Ma per fortuna è una notte di luna, e qui la luna l'abbiamo vicina.
Yes. aspetti. Because you're running into this, you know. You have in your music score here, you have a poco rit, right?
Yeah.
Take time, honey. This is, sorry for calling you honey.
No, you're right.
Take time, Connor. Because you have time. This is verismo fach. This is ebbing and flowing and moving, and you know, take your time. You have a poco ritatando that he's written in for you, so he wants you to take time. And then he wrote the words. Well, he didn't, but aspetti, you know.
Yeah.
Because wait there as well. Like I just said to him, he's doing the actions too late. Yeah. Now you're also doing the words too early.
Okay.
You know, like
Yeah.
she's obviously sat there for your phrase.
Yeah.
And then she's going, and then you go aspetti, signori. Yeah. So give her time to kind of move, and it also gives you time to breathe. You know, so it has to work. You have to think cleverly. You have to think, why is it written that way? You know, and why is there space? There's space for the action, because Puccini is just amazing, and he's a wonderful orchestrator, and he writes beautifully. So you need to give this a space. So can we go back to
Ma per fortuna una notte.
What are you saying? I can't really grasp the Italian of what they're saying. Ma per fortuna notte.
Ma per fortuna una notte di luna, e qui la luna l'abbiamo vicina. Aspetti, signorina, le dirò con due parole. Chi son?
Good. Okay. So now that you've taken the time, what Puccini wants, because it's clearly written here, instead of actually writing, take your time and get ready for the big note, he's written poco ritardanto a tempo, poco rallentando, right? So you have to go, aspetti signori, le dirò con due parole. There's a poco ral there.
Yeah.
And then don't go. Because then you have to start again. Keep the mouth open.
Sure.
Keep everything here. If you keep everything open, then you don't have to do so much work, and it's all relaxed and ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kison. If you want to make the N sound, don't go kison. Just open your mouth and bring your tongue up. So it's kison.
Okay.
So basically, if I was to speak what you're singing, you're going to go kison, kison.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
That's basically it. Keep
Yeah.
the mouth open so that you can sing kison, kison.
Yep.
And it's kison, kisaw.
Okay.
Kisaw. No N. If you sing an N up there, you're going to cut your sound, you're going to cut everything. It's going to be shrill, it's going to be tight,
Yeah.
it's going to be not nice. So everything has to be space open. Take your time. Poco ritartando, then a tempo, then poco rallentando. He's saying, take your time.
Sure.
You know?
Okay.
Clever man, this Puccini. Should have married him.
Aspetti, yeah.
Aspetti, signorina, le dirò con due parole. Chi son?
Yeah, you're afraid of it because it's there. Because you're thinking of the chi son. You just move your tongue. You leave the space open, leave the space open. And to leave the space open, it means you have to keep your jaw open.
Okay.
Chi sane. See?
Yeah.
I didn't go, chi sane.
Yeah.
Which most people are doing. Sane. It's not. Sane.
Okay.
You have to do it up there. I mean, if you close off your mouth, you're going to close off the sound. You have the note.
Yeah.
Trust yourself.
Okay.
Trust yourself.
Yeah.
You're great. And you're handsome. Like, that helps. Yes. No, it does. I've sung against a lot of frogs. Right. Can we go again then?
Yeah.
And take your time. Like, I'm telling you, no conductor in the world will rush this.
Sure.
Because he knows that this is a mean feat.
Yeah.
Right? So just because you hear something in the orchestra doesn't mean that he's moving you on. He's not. You know, he might bring a beat in early because he thinks you're going to sing a certain way, but then if you don't, that's fine. He'll delay the second beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
It can be in a 4/4 bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. It gets rubato. It can do a lot of this. It's verismo. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think of the style and take your time.
Okay.
Okay.
Aspetti, signorina, le dirò con due parole. Che sai che faccio come
Okay, I have to stop you just to give him an applause. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
By making the vowel sounds, making the vocal sounds with the mouth open. If you have to sing like that all the time, just sing on your vowels. Ignore the consonants. And if you're practicing this, how long have you taken this out? How long are you with this area?
Just a bit over the summer.
Okay, good. Okay, so it's new to you.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So it still has to go in on the body. It's not, it'll go in on the body and the muscles will feel where it's going. So then that when you sing this again, your muscles, it's like training, you know?
Yeah.
Your muscles will know exactly where they need to move for this area.
Sure.
It will, because your brain is an amazing thing. And, once you've trained something, it comes. It's like when we rhyme off poetry or when we learn a monologue or something. It's constantly because we know the sequence and it happens. I've noticed that when I'm going to mass and then I'm saying my prayers, right? I'm following the priest and it's grand and I know them all. But when he doesn't say it, I'm like, oh God, I get really afraid. Because I'm like, oh my goodness, like, can I remember, the creed, and which one? Is it the Apostles' Creed or what? So, you know what I mean? You kind of lose it. So in a way, it's like training. So, the more you train this in, the more it'll happen naturally, okay?
Yeah.
And don't be afraid. Your sound is beautiful. You're a handsome guy. It's all good. It's going in the right place. So, this is really good. I think we're going to move on now to, no, we'll keep going, but we'll move on to, Okay, and just sing it. And as I said, don't try and you have to work on the Italian a little bit, yeah? When you're at the start of this area. But when you're up high, don't worry about the vowel about the consonants. Just really concentrate on the vowel sounds.
Sure.
For now,
until
we can sneak in 2 consonants later.
Sure.
But for now, we don't need them.
Yeah.
So okay. There we're down in the tessitura for you, yeah? So in this tessitura and it's dolcissimo, you have to sing that she is like due ladri. You're like, baby. So I want to hear the Italian there, right? Because you're listening at the top, but that's okay, you're allowed. But when you get down to the tessitura, what you're comfortable in, we need to really hear the Italian, yes? So can we do that again? Can you sing that again one more time? Because wasn't it fabulous? Yeah.
You can try.
It was like a hug, a vocal hug.
Ruban tutti i Giulielli, due ladri gli occhi belli. V'entrar con voi buona ed i miei sogni usati e i miei sogni miei.
Yeah, again, you have to get the ornaments.
Sure.
I think we have to move on very quickly.
Sure.
Go on, you can finish it. Go on, Tosto. I won't stop you. Tosto si di.
Tosto si dileguar, ma il furto non
And don't forget making the sound. Yeah, keep going, sorry.
poiché va presa santa.
Yeah, lovely.
Perché mi conoscete, parlate voi, che parlate di sperte, vi piaccia di.
Excelente. Right. Now for a bit of Verdi. Quiet in the courtroom, please.
Hello, my name is Vladimir, and I'll be singing Questa o Quella from Verdi's Rigoletto. This is this is the first aria the Duke sings, and the Duke is kind of like the tenor Don Giovanni. He lives a life of passion and conquest, and this is what he sings about in this first scene. He's in his ducal palace in Mantua, and he talks about just how he enjoys taking other courtiers, wives, and daughters, and just
The cheek of them.
the cheek of him. It's kind of fun to try to learn this because you don't usually get to be the bad guy as the tenor, you know? The douche. Really?
Questa quella per me pari sono a cantare, tre di corno, intorno mi vedo, del mio cuore l'impero non cielo, della luna che è l'altra verità, la costoro fierezza e quadro, il prato del fiore, la vita, se questa mi tocca gran vita, forse un'altra, domani sarà un'altra, forse un'altra, domani sarà. La costanza, tiranna del cuore dest'amo, qual morbo crudele, sol tifone si servi fedele, non va amor se non fai libertà. Dei mariti il geloso furore, degli amanti le smanie, derido guardo i centocchi di sfido, se mi punge, ma qualche realtà. Se mi punge una qualche beltà.
So yeah, women are fickle, and then there's this one. Then it's this one. Yeah, this one or that one. Ending with I fancied a few beauties. Yeah, or a lot. So this premiered in 1851, and what I found very interesting about Verdi was actually, in my ignorance, when I started off, before I went into my musical education, I, for some reason, thought chronologically that Verdi somehow, and Wagner somehow, came after Puccini, right? I thought that in my musical ignorance, because I thought, well, you know, when you're singing Verdi or Wagner, you need to have a bigger voice and stuff, so that must be after the Verismo and stuff like that. Of course, you know, that's ignorance, because you only learn things by studying and then you're educated. So, and so we have Verdi coming after this bel canto, which is very interesting for me, because I, as a singer, a Verismo singer, I haven't sung any Verdi. Well, I've sung Don Carlo, I've sung Elizabeth, but I kind of stray. I'm a little bit shy of Verdi and a little bit shy of Wagner, because I always think they're too big for me, even though they are written before Verismo. And they are written in a time, obviously, because it was before Verismo, they were written in a time to suit the voices that came before, or that were around at the time, which is bel canto. So when you look at it from that point of view, you would think, yeah, a voice like yours, maybe not so big, but chronologically, the voice of your size would and type would have been what they were writing for at the time. Rosetta's yawning there, you're bored.
She has a different opinion.
She's working too hard. The woman is brilliant, by the way, everybody on YouTube land. The woman is just fantastic. She does a great job. We all should just applaud her. Yeah, and also while we're on the applause for the pianists today. Thanks so much. So we're going to go back to this lovely Questa Quella, and based on the play by Victor Hugo. And I'm just going to get you to start again. And yeah, let's see where we go. You're cheeky. I kind of like it.
He has to be. So.
Yeah, he has to be. But I think you are too. Yeah.
I mean, like, you bring your own person.
I think it's because maybe I was just serenaded with Kate Jelly Damamina that now I'm in a romantic mood. And now I've got rose-tinted glasses on, you know? So now that he's singing this, I'm like, oh, he's so cute. So, avanti, avanti, da capo.
Questa quella per me pari sono a cantare, tre di torno mi vedo.
Okay, I feel like you're struggling and you run out of breath.
Oh, I was trying to be very
because
artistic.
you went.
Oh, no. Okay, so yeah. It's like, oh, I'm pulling back. Look at me.
So I need to have more intensity in the line. If you're not running out of breath, you need to make it sound like you're not.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and it's okay to break it. It's fine. Okay, off we go again.
Yep.
Questa quella per me pari sono a quant'altre d'intorno mi vedo. Del mio cuore l'impero non cedo, meglio ad una I felt a little bit of a I felt a gear change. Yeah. I don't want to hear a gear change. I want to hear this, as I said, because if we go back to the bel canto and then after this, I want to hear this lovely singing. So I don't want to hear I'm exaggerating what you do.
Yeah.
I do exaggerate what people do. So I'm not trying to mimic them or make fun. I'm just exaggerating so they can hear it. I want to have a nice line here. Yeah. So sing through it and take another breath if you need one. I really do think that your first phrase is actually, you should break it, because if you don't break it, what happens is the next phrase,
jeopardize.
You know, you're snatching breath, and if you keep snatching the breath and topping up, you'll actually, it won't have the line, because it won't have enough air for the line. Yeah. So I don't want to avoid the snatching of the breath. So if you need to take more breaks, then do, so that you have enough breath to carry through the phrase.
Okay.
Yeah?
Si.
Very good, darling,
Very good.
as Ronnie would say. Mark Lommy, off you go.
Questa quella per me pari sono a quant'altre di torno mi vedo.
Yes.
Nel mio cuore l'impero non c'ero, meglio ad una che ad altra beltà.
Good.
La costor avvenenza e perdono, di che fatto nel fiore la vita. Soggi questa mi torna gradita, fortunata, domani sarà una.
I feel like again we're like, oh my God, like Jesus Christ.
I'm
You
not
know?
used to it yet.
Sorry for blaspheming. Sorry, God. I think we need to go back and you need to pace yourself. Yeah. Don't be afraid to take. You know, there's commas and punctuation here. They're there for a reason. Yeah.
I'm still getting used to it.
Yeah. No, that's
It's,
okay. But don't. It's moving constantly. You've got the dum 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 dum. You know. You don't want to be out of breath. You know. You know what I mean? Like that. Artistically put there very well. Okay, so can we go back?
To start?
No. La
Thank
costor.
you.
And la costor.
Oh, that was it? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
La costor avvenenza e perdono, di che fatto nel fiore la vita. Soggi questa mi torna gradita, fortunata.
Okay, you need to break that phrase.
Where?
Well, there's loads of punctuation here. You know, it's not one big sentence. Here, I tell you what.
Gradita.
If you go to bar, I don't have bar numbers, but you see force.
Yeah.
Right, so dita. So dita is crotchet quaver, and then if you put in a quaver rest, then this can be shorter. Then this can be a quaver. So you can lose a half a beat and give yourself a half a beat rest, because it matches in with the punctuation anyway. Okay.
Yep.
Can you take a breath there? Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Great. Because otherwise, I feel like I'm actually holding my breath. At the end of the day, as I said, opera, what is it? Musical drama. You're here to tell a story. You're here to entertain, right? And we just want to be entertained. And this is a cool song, you know? It's not very good for women, and women don't look good in this song, but it's entertaining. And I just don't want the audience members to think or feel uncomfortable because they feel that you're struggling.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you are a little bit, because you're not
I don't know how to
taking,
manage my.
because your breath is too high, but that's okay. It has to be in a way, because so fast you don't have time to take a deep breath, but you have to give yourself more breaks so that you can sink in. So you're not going da-dum, and Jesus Christ, I'm not going to get to the end. Sorry, I blasphemed again. But you need to be just kind of just sitting there. Yeah? It's a canter, not a gallop. Okay, now off we go again.
La costora?
La costor.
La costor avvenenza e perdono, di che fatto nel fiore la vita. Soggi questa mi torna gradita, fortunata, domani sarà
Let's fix that, because like, what's going on there?
It's,
Let's fix that. Let's fix it. Let's try it again.
So is there
Try it again before I comment.
Yes, ma'am.
Give you a chance to fix it, because I think you know yourself. Also here, when you sing Soggi questa, why don't you come off that E flat? You're holding the E flat, la vita. The E flat's very long, so why don't you cut a little bit here?
Okay.
Soggi questa, yeah. So that you can give yourself enough time to take a breath. So can we go back again to la costa, la costoro, costoro.
La costor avvenenza e perdono, di che fatto nel fiore la vita. tiranna del cuore de quest'amo dal mormo crudele. Sol chi muore si seppi fedele, non d'amor se non c'è libertà. De mariti il geloso furore, gli amanti le smanie derido. Guardo, i tuoi occhi di sfida, semmi punte, una qualche beltà.
Your voice wobbled. If you're singing one note, sing one note. Don't sing.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. It wasn't straight. The sound, the intonation.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Right, just finish that.
Straight on.
Yeah.
Mi punte, una qualche beltà.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When I have more time, because I don't have enough time because we're finished now, I will spend time with you working on stuff. We might look at doing not Verdi, we might look at a bit of Mozart. We might look at a bit of early music and stuff like this.
Yep.
I mean, Mozart would be really good. I would park Verdi for a while if I were you. Yeah. But it's lovely, and you've got a great voice. You know, just about choosing the right repertoire. And also, I said about repertoire as well. I did get a repertoire list from all the students, and if I were on an auditioning panel in an opera house, I would be very concerned because there was a lot of differentiation between the styles of the pieces that were chosen. But in a masterclass setting, I accept everything because I don't sing Bellini, I don't sing bel canto, but I sing it a lot at home, because I want to work on the line and everything like that. So I appreciate that people might pick arias that they want to work on because it will help with their technique. But if there are arias that you think you can sing in the big bad world, then we need to talk. All right, thank you very much. Celine Byrne out. Oh.
I want to thank you particularly, Celine, because this is the kind of master, the kind of teaching that this factory has been created for. And she made a great job all day long.
Yeah, all day.
Wonderful, wonderful, very tough. And I wanted to thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks very much. Bye, YouTubers. Thanks very much.